I'm Kendra Cook, your host for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. That's the special district association responsible for bringing the area free to access TV stations over the air by antenna. This is a community TV station, so if there's a news story or event information that you would like to share, you can call us. The number is 970-677-4119. And if you're a business or organization, we welcome you to find out about sponsorship opportunities for banners or video segments run on the channel. This is the Tuesday program for July 14th, 2020. DCTV Daily News. The Durango Herald with photo Devin Neely. Follow up on what's happening in Farmington, New Mexico with regard to a detention center and the emotional response those inside the confined walls are expressing during the coronavirus Project COVID-19 scare. About 35 detainees from two COVID-19, quote, pods or units at the San Juan County Detention Center barricaded themselves inside the upper level of the detention center on Monday in protest of being served only one hot meal per day and a lack of coronavirus test results, according to a news release issued by San Juan County, New Mexico. Fires were started in the two pods when law enforcement, including the San Juan County Sheriff's Office SWAT team, was called to the detention center. One injury was reported among the detainees. The person was taken to the hospital. The unrest began on Sunday afternoon when detainees asked to speak with detention center administration about a list of concerns. Detainees said that they were receiving only one hot meal a day and were not receiving coronavirus tests or test results. The news release said that staff worked to de-escalate the situation. It escalated on Monday when detainees refused their sack lunches. The administrator attempted to calm the situation in pod B6, but was assaulted in the process. Detainees then broke a fire sprinkler, flooding the pod, and the fire suppression system was turned off. A pile of blankets was lit on fire, leading the staff to turn the fire suppression system back on and call the Farmington Fire Department. The unrest spread to a neighboring pod where another fire was started and a bunk was used as a battering ram to try to break down the fire door. The San Juan County Sheriff's Office and Farmington Police Department SWAT teams removed detainees from both pods, according to the county. Quote, "At no time did detainees control any part of the facility," the news release said. The county said that the detainees have received one hot meal per day for the last week because there are not enough available detainees to work in the kitchen. 2 shifts of 6 to 7 detainees work in the kitchen preparing meals. The county cited low population in the facility as the reason for the temporary change. The detention center said it is following guidelines from the New Mexico Department of Health, and only detainees who previously tested negative are being retested. 5 pods are available to serve 147 detainees who have tested positive for the coronavirus. The detention center referred the incident to the San Juan County Sheriff's Office for review and charges. In addition to the Sheriff's Office and FPD, Farmington Fire Department, San Juan County Fire Department, and San Juan Regional Medical Center Emergency Medical Services also responded to the detention center. And now let's take a look at our local weather through the weekend. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 90 degrees and still breezy with a southwest wind 10 to 20 miles an hour and gusts to 30 miles an hour. So there is another red flag warning in effect today through this evening. For tonight, a 20% chance of showers before 7 p.m. Partly cloudy skies and a low around 61 with southwest winds at 5 to 15 miles an hour and gusts still remain up to 25 miles an hour. Into Wednesday, mostly sunny and a high near 90 degrees, light south and westerly winds. With Wednesday night partly cloudy and a low around 61 degrees. And back for Thursday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Partly sunny and a high near 88 degrees. Southerly winds shifting light, but winds could gust to 20 on Thursday. With Thursday night, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms remains before 9 p.m. and then a slight chance of showers between 9 and midnight. Mostly cloudy and a low around 60 on the overnight. And a repeat for Friday with a 20% chance for showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Mostly sunny and a high near 87 degrees for Friday. Friday night, mostly cloudy and a low around 60. The weekend is looking nice and summery. With Saturday, mostly sunny and a high near 88. Saturday night, cloudy, a little bit cloudy with a low around 59 degrees, and also Sunday mostly sunny with a high near 88 again. Sunday night partly cloudy and a low around 60. So for today, it's dry and hot and windy. Stay well out there, and now back to the news. Senator Bennett came to La Plata County, and the Durango Herald reported on his political visit with a photo Jerry McBride. U.S. Senator Michael Bennett is infuriated by one issue that gets the goat of many Americans, especially his political opponents in the Republican Party, the $26.5 trillion federal deficit. But Bennett, Democrat from Colorado, does not see limiting growth of programs as a key aspect to deal with the red ink. The country set a one-month record in June, adding $864 billion to the deficit. Instead, he told a meeting of the Durango Herald editorial board on Monday that the federal government should have used the low interest rate environment of the last few years to underwrite massive infrastructure building to repair America's decaying roads, bridges, hospitals, airports, and other public facilities. Quote, "We should have invested in every bit of infrastructure we could find in a 0% interest rate environment, but we didn't do that. Instead, we invested in a healthcare system that is 2 times as expensive as any other system in the industrialized world. We fought 2 wars in the Middle East, and we used it to finance tax cuts for the wealthy," he said. Bennett drew upon a metaphor, saying that the way the federal government took on debt the past several years could be compared to a hypothetical decision by the Durango City Council to assume debt not to finance roads, sidewalks, utility repairs, but to instead spend, quote, improving the 2 wealthiest neighborhoods in Durango. So far, the nation has not had to pay for taking on ever greater amounts of debt, with the interest rate hovering near 0. But Bennett said when the interest rate reaches 5%, it's likely paying back the national debt will become increasingly difficult, crowding out other needs that demand federal attention and spending. Democrats don't care about the debt, and Republicans say they care, but they are lying about it, he said. Dealing with the challenges of COVID-19, Bennett said, meant that the nation has no alternative but to increase the debt to overcome the economic hit the novel coronavirus, Project COVID-19, has delivered to communities across the country. Congress is likely to pass further relief measures to aid in the recovery from the novel coronavirus, but future relief measures are likely to be limited, chiefly at the insistence of U.S. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican from Kentucky. Quote, "McConnell wants the measure to be limited for reasons I don't completely understand," Bennett said. Unemployment insurance, which has given those out of work $600 more per week since the March passage of the $2 trillion Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, or CARES, combined with other measures such as the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP, has worked, quote, fairly well, Bennett said. He noted unemployment insurance has kept about 12 million people out of poverty. Quote, "We now need to have a conversation about ramping down enhanced unemployment so it doesn't serve as a disincentive to work," he said. As COVID-19 cases are again spiking across the nation, apparently, allegedly, Bennett said a lack of leadership from the president has largely wasted the shutdown period, a time frame when federal action could have added to laboratories testing capacities for the virus. At one point, he said testing results had been reduced to 1 or 2 days, but now as a second wave theoretically spikes across the country, some areas are seeing delays in getting results of up to 11 to 7 days. Bennett has called for $75 billion to be spent on creating what he calls, quote, a health force that would aid public health professionals with COVID-19 testing, contact tracing, and delivering meals to seniors during the pandemic. Fort Lewis College President Tom Strutikus, who sat in on the meeting, said that the college was forced to adapt rapidly to a changing and challenging situation without much guidance from the federal government. Quote, "We are managing local issues governments are meant to solve. We aren't PPE experts. We've learned accordingly," he said. Bennett praised Durango's response to COVID-19, saying a walk down Main Avenue on Sunday night showed to him that the town has adapted to the new environment as well as any he's seen. He praised Durango's decision to require masks in public spaces and its efforts to adhere to social distancing rules. However, he said, as travel becomes more frequent and public health rules are relaxed, communities like Durango will be increasingly challenged to slow the spread of the virus. Quote, "Your problem is people from Arizona or Texas walking around not wearing a mask," he said. He said it is unfortunate the refusal to wear a mask has become a symbol of supporting individual freedom, rather than viewed as a wise behavior taken in an effort to slow COVID-19 spread, allegedly. And a side note for now, it is still America, with individual rights and the citizens of this country able to think and live their own lives without overreaching government and other entities beyond the constructs of our representative republic, directing the do's and don'ts of our daily lives. And Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of July 6th through the 12th, 2020. The sheriff attended the Zoom meeting of the county commissioners where they discussed how to slowly reopen the courthouse. He took a report of a reckless driver on Highway 491 and a deputy investigated. They received a report of an accident on Road 12. Deputies responded to the scene. Smoke was reported in the West Summit Ucolo area. San Juan County was notified. A dog was found near the Public Service Center and animal control was notified. A report of trespass was investigated by deputies. A semi was blocking the roadway behind the superette, and the driver was contacted and agreed to move. A diesel skip was reported at the Sinclair. The driver was found and agreed to go back and pay. A summons was issued for careless driving. A deputy attended a meeting at the Montezuma County Sheriff's Office. A San Miguel County deputy received a cold report of a violation of a protective order. A Dolores County deputy is investigating. Climbing items were found on Scotch Creek Trail. The office responded to investigate, and the owner was located and his personal belongings were returned. Dolores County received a report of a spot activation. Dolores County responded, launched Flight for Life. Units from RICO, San Juan County Search and Rescues all participated. The injured party was located and found flown out with non-life-threatening injuries. And smoke was reported out near the Colorado-Utah state line. San Juan was notified. A report of a suspicious person walking down the highway, and a courtesy ride was given to the county line. Another fuel skip at the superette this time was located and escorted back to pay for their fuel. Fire reported by Peel Cemetery. Dove Creek Fire Department responded and extinguished the fire. Chief Klein went out the next day to mop up some smoldering trees. And a report of a UTV on the Glade near Benchmark Lookout was firing rounds into the air. Forest Service was notified. And the Journal reports on an update of the situation on the Navajo Nation with regard to the coronavirus outbreak. Navajo Nation officials are reporting 5 additional coronavirus-related deaths, as well as 45 more confirmed cases on the tribe's sprawling reservation. That pushes the death toll to an unfortunate 401, with the total confirmed COVID-19 cases to 8,187 as of Sunday night. Tribal officials say 64,128 people on the reservation have been tested for the coronavirus, and 5,856 people had COVID-19 but recovered. The number of infections is thought to be far higher because many people have not been tested, and studies suggest people can be infected with the virus without feeling sick. The reservation includes parts of Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. A weekend lockdown that began Friday night ended at 5 a.m. Monday. All businesses on the Navajo Nation are also required to close during the lockdown. For most people, the new coronavirus causes mild or moderate symptoms such as fever and cough that clear up in 2 or 3 weeks. For some, especially older adults and people with existing health problems, it can cause more severe illness, including pneumonia and death. The vast majority of people do recover. And that's true for the flu as well. Here in Dolores County, we are still waiting to hear back on the recent testing. There may not have been very many people who made appointments. Hopefully the county remains healthy and strong without Project COVID-19 cases being introduced into our area. And I'm not a doctor, but it seems obvious to keep your immune system healthy to fight off this and all dis-ease that comes your way. Things like getting vitamin C from the D from the sunshine, extra vitamin C from foods or supplements, and zinc is also mentioned in many articles as a good idea. You might want to check all these out yourself, and of course, check with your physician for all health issues. And on our Facebook page, which is DCTV Daily News, you can watch the program replay, along with news links and stories of local interest in between the broadcasts. And you too can share other events or news there and join in on the conversation. Again, this is your local community TV station. So if you have something that you would like to share, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119. Thanks for tuning in to DCTV Daily News. Programs are broadcast Monday through Friday with replays online on our YouTube channel or DCTV Daily News page on Facebook. And if you like the program, please do like and follow us on Facebook and share it with your friends and family. This has been a production of DCTV for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Again, thank you for watching.